A little girl is trying to sell bonbons, and then she suddenly stops when she sees a man and a little girl. The girl wants a bonbon, asking her father to buy it for her. The girl suddenly calls that man's dad, and she asks him what's he doing there with that girl on the street. He turns that on her, asking Iris what is she doing there, and the girl in pink asks him why she called him dad. He says that this girl lives on the streets, that she mistook him for someone else. Suddenly, a woman shows up, asking if there's something wrong there, and he interrupts Iris, saying that girl is just selling bonbons and that they should get going. She stops him from going, saying that she's selling because she needs to, that they should help her out. She asks if she'll take one then, but she goes and tells her that she'll give her some money so she can spend the week with her parents instead of working. She doesn't have a father. The woman asks what happened, and she says that he passed away and that she lives with her mother now. She's sorry to hear that, but she's sure that this money will help her and her mother for the week. She thanks her and asks how long are they a married couple, and he interrupts her, saying that it's time to go. She tells them to go and that they are a beautiful family. He shows up again, saying that they have to talk. They do, and she asks him who's that woman. He doesn't know what she's talking about, that she's mistaking him for someone else. She knows what she saw earlier, and he goes and tells her to keep that money, that he doesn't want her saying anything to her mother. She can't believe that he'll keep on tricking her mother like that. She's his daughter and she has to obey him. She'll not keep her mouth shut. Her mother comes up, asking what's happening, but he says it's nothing, showing her how much money Iris made. She's surprised to see that much money from selling bonbons, and she says that a nice woman gave it to her, asking her father to confirm it. She asks him if he saw this, but he says he was looking out for jobs, that he wasn't there. She asks her to explain what happened, but she says that's it, that's the whole story. She finds it weird how she's saying things, and her father says it's probably a teen thing, telling her to go and do her chores. She'll do it later, and her caring mother wants to hear what's happening. She says it's nothing and leaves. She knows that her daughter is not like that, asking him what he told her. He didn't say anything, blaming this on their daughter's age. She knows that her daughter is very polite, that she knows that something's going on. He changes the subject, telling her that she can go and do some groceries now with that money. He's right, she'll do that after paying the electric bill. Iris goes to her mother and says she has something to tell her. She tells her to go ahead, asking if it's related to what she wanted to say earlier. She goes straight to the point, saying that her father has another family. She can't believe that, and she says that it was his wife who gave her that money, that she's quite nice. He has a daughter with her name too. She thinks that her daughter must be sick or something, that she's probably delusional or something. She begs her to believe in her, that he's tricking them both. She tells her to stop that her father is away the whole day looking for jobs, and that she doesn't believe in her. She finds it weird that they have to work to support him, that he supports the other family. She noticed how his other daughter was so pretty in her clothes, that his other wife was covered in jewels. She says it's not possible, that he doesn't have any money, that he wouldn't be able to support another family like that. She tells her to trust her, but she says that doesn't make any sense, that she'll hang up their clothes now, that this is more useful of her time. She'll prove it then. She starts to leave and doesn't come back once her mother tells her to stay. The well-dressed woman goes into her car, but that's when Iris shows up, banging at her window. She rolls down the window for her, and she asks if she remembers her and if she wants to buy some more chocolate. She tells her that she gave her a handful of cash for her to stay home, asking her why is she back on the streets. She says she needs to do this, and the woman tells her that she gave her all the money she had back then and that she has nothing on her right now. She'll give her as a gift then. She says she doesn't have to do this, that she should be selling those to make more money. She wants her to have it, telling her that there's a message on the back. She thanks her for it, but she finds that weird, so she goes and looks at the back of the candy. "Your husband is my father. Look for us if you'd like to know more." She's really surprised to see this, and the rest of the family makes their way to their car. They're all set now, but he notices that candy bar in her hand and gets a little suspicious. She says it's nothing, that she bought it earlier, and so they go. He's back at the other place, telling his wife that he's going now. She thought he was going next week, but he says he can't let this job opportunity go away, asking her where are their daughter, that he wants to say goodbye to her. She just stares at him, and he asks what's wrong. She's getting worried that the woman hasn't called yet, and her mother starts to call out for Iris. He doesn't like that she doesn't know where Iris is, and she shows up, telling him not to talk like that to her mom. He starts to tell her that he's going to spend 2 months away, telling her to behave. She knows this is not a trip because of his work, that she knows where he's going. Her mother tells her to stop that again, telling him to go and not forget to call them. He can't believe she won't give him a goodbye kiss, and she won't. He goes and kisses them. She doesn't understand why she's treating her father like that, and she thought that she was going to show up. Her mother asks her who's she talking about, and then she sees her. The woman and the girl make their way in, and she tells Iris's mom that she doesn't know her, but she's Peter's wife. She told her she was telling the truth, but her mom is still in denial, saying that she was Peter's wife and she was probably mistaking him for someone else. She would love to be wrong, but he's tricking them both. Even the girl says it's true, that they're both named Iris. She won't believe this, saying that her husband is a simple man, that he wouldn't marry someone so sophisticated as her. She thanks her for the compliment, and she would love for her to be right about this. She asks her mother if she believes in her now, but she doesn't, saying this lady is mistaken. She starts to say that Peter loves money, telling her to call him, saying that she won a lot of money, that she's sure he'll be right back. She won't do this, but her daughter begs her to do it. Even the other Iris tells her to try so they can see what will happen. She will, but she's sure she's mistaken. He was on his way, but then he sees Elizabeth calling him, and he was not that happy. She starts to tell him that she just got all of that money that she was supposed to get, and his eyes immediately go wide open. She tells him that's a lot of money, asking him if he'll need some for his trip, that she won't use everything. He needs it. He'll be right back. She tells him to come before he gets late, and he will. He could use more money. And she says that he'll be back. He rushes in, and she greets him instead. He asks why is Layla there, and then his other family shows up. He asks what's happening. And she can't believe that he's tricking them both. She can't believe his lack of creativity by giving them the same name. He likes that name. He's a piece of work, and Elizabeth is surprised to see how he was tricking them. That he was taking money from their house to give it to them. He never got a job. She's the one who always paid for everything back at her place. He tells them to calm down, that they can talk about it, but there's nothing else to talk about, and Elizabeth won't have him inside her house anymore. Layla says the same thing, telling him the trip's over. They were dreaming about this trip, but his daughter tells him that he was not in the picture anymore. They can't do this to him, but they order him to leave in unison. He can't believe this, and they tell him to get out. He's amazed by the choir, and his daughters tell him to get out. He reminds him that they have his blood, that they can't do that to him. He chose this when he lied, when he tricked and betrayed them. He's sure that they'll regret doing this, and the choir chants for him to leave at once. He will, and he'll not have them going back after him. She's sorry that this happened, but Elizabeth says that she should have listened to what they said. Iris tells them to stop apologizing for his mistake, that he left without apologizing to any of them. It's true. We spend our lives with someone and we still might not know them. She has some extra money which she could buy another ticket, asking them if they want to go with her so that they can look for a job overseas. Layla asks what Elizabeth thinks of it, and Iris is already jumping excitedly for them to go, saying she dreams of going overseas. She asks if it won't be too much trouble, but she says that they're sisters, and that they'll make a family trip. She can't believe she'll have a sister, but she immediately tells her that she'll be Eerie for short or else she'll go insane having the same name. She says she's older than her, so she'll be Iris and she'll be Eerie. It looks like they're in for a treat. Layla tells them to go on and start packing while they'll go buy the other ticket. She can't believe this is happening.